This is just a follow-on video to show how to set up a playlist in FPP to control MQTT that I've talked about in previous videos. Hopefully, if you've watched the previous videos, this will make some sense. So first of all, we're going to go into playlist under content setup and create a new playlist. And the new playlist, we'll just give it a random name. Doesn't really matter. It's going to be what your main show is. So we'll just call it, in this case, main show. And again, we can give it just a random description, my main show. So just creating an open, empty playlist. And then first thing we're going to do, we're going to add an entry into that in the lead in for turning on the power. So rather than create a sequence, we're going to go into FPP command, which is up there. And then in FPP command, we're going to find an option which is MQTT. So the developers have done a really good job here. This is why I like to use this particular method. And in there we can put any note we like. So I'll just say this is turn on power supply. Or just turn on power will do. And then the topic is going to be the command we're going to send. And this makes sense if you've seen my previous videos. But because it's Tasmotor, you have to prefix it with CMND, which is the command, and then slash, and then the topic of the device. So the device I've created is just called Power 1. And then on that device, we're going to actually turn on the power, which is in Tasmotor is just called power. And then the message, so that's the topic, which you'll actually understand from the previous videos. And the message in this case is just on. So it's topic and then on. So it's going to turn the power on that particular plug that we've got our lights plugged into. And we'll just add that. Not bother with the return because it's not needed. So we'll add that as a sequence. And put it in the main playlist. But what you can do, you can just drag that into the lead in. So I can just grab hold of it and drag it up into the lead in. So when the lead in starts, first thing it's going to do, it's going to issue with that MQT command. And then what we'll do, we'll create another one to stop the thing. So it's going to be the same thing, but this time we're going to call it turn off power rather than turn on power. So again, it's an MQTT command. And we're going to use exactly the same topic, but this time we're going to pass the message of off. So it's the same topic, but with a message of off. Nice and simple. Again, we're not going to bother with return because it's not needed in this particular case. And then just click add. And again, it's got it in the playlist, but if we can now drag that down into the leader out. Oh, that's not, oh well, just try again, it's just me slipping. Yeah, there we go. So it's in the lead out now. So in the lead in, it's turning the power on. And the lead out is turning the power off of that plug. And it could be multiple plugs. You could have 5 plugs all with the topic of power 1. So now what I'm going to do is add the sequence. So I'm just going to add just a random sequence. It doesn't matter what, and give it a random name, just to show you what the thing looks like when it's completed. As you can see, this is really, because it's been so well done by the developers, it's a really quick and easy way of doing things. And that's basically, we could save it at that point, but sometimes you might want to add a delay between turning the power on and running the main sequence. So what you can do, you can just add another element to actually, to add a delay into the thing to give chance for the controllers to start up properly. And it's, remember, it's FPP command. No, it's not. It's not that. It's actually pause. It's got its own little command. So we give it as you see, you've got scripts and other things as well there. But if we go for pause, and you can do it in 1 second, 50 seconds, whatever you want, just to give time for if you've got other devices that need to stabilize, or you've got dodgy power supplies that need to stabilize. I don't need this because I actually keep my controllers powered up permanently. But if I could spell stabilize, we'll just put power to be okay, nice and simple. But yeah, I mean, I actually need this because my power and the controllers are different, but if you've got controllers that you need to wait for them to come up, you can add that delay. Now it's added in the main playlist, but I can drag it into the lead in. So now it's going to issue the MQT command for on. It's going to wait predefined number of seconds and then go into the main playlist. And that's it. Nice and simple. And what I'll do, you can save the playlist, I'll show you in a second, but the next video I'll do will actually be to show you how to set up the Tasmotor plug. There's lots, if you want to go straight ahead, there's lots on the internet showing you how to do that, but I'll do a very brief one. If I just now go into the main show just to show you what it looks like. So again, it skipped through the MQTT power on, went for the 3-second delay. It's now running the main playlist, and then on the lead out, it'll switch off. As I say, I'll now do probably a little bit later on, a very simple overview of actually setting up the Tasmotor plug using those topics. But there's tons of stuff out there if you want to go ahead and look on YouTube. There's lots of good stuff about Tasmotor. It's a very powerful little thing. And that's it for now. Cheers.